everybody. Welcome to our Saturday chat, our Sunday shout-out chat, whatever you like to call it. The chat where we discuss music and we discuss the song that, well, sometimes we stay on the topic and sometimes we don't. But
most times we
try to discuss. We start by discussing the song that we recorded for this week's shout-out and how, our thoughts on it and the technical side sometimes it's the feeling side, sometimes the who, what, and where.
Yeah.
And
some little trivia tidbits.
Today we come with one of my longtime favorite groups, The Temptations.
Yeah.
Love The Temptations. I always have. Every time I hear... And, the funny thing is I've never really done a deep dive into The Temptations, but I've always had Temptation albums around or owned them. And I love so many of their songs. Of course, one of the first songs I ever learned playing guitar was My Girl. Mm-hmm. And every time I hear a new song by them that I haven't previously discovered, I get really excited. So when I heard this song, I guess a couple of years ago, now at this point, I heard it for the first time and I was like, what? How did I not hear this song, So.
Well, you introduced me to this song because that's how I discover a lot of music. Dave sneaks music in the underneath, in the subconscious bits, and has it playing in the background so that I become accustomed to it. Because it's rare that I gravitate toward, if I find a song that I really like on first listen, that I want to listen over and over again, I really want to binge it. I want to listen over and over and over and over and over.
You're different than me. I'll just gravitate to a song and I'll be like, that song's really cool. And I'll start listening to the song over and over and over again. Because I have a lot of artists that I already like, but then you'll discover an artist. And once they cross the threshold of two songs.
If you're in, you're in.
If you have two songs, then it's no, I want every album you ever made. I have to understand this artist and their life and how they were born and what propelled them to write all these songs and when they wrote these songs and how they wrote these songs.
It is called hyperfixation.
So you go deep dive on every one of your favorite artists. It's funny. And some of them I'm really grateful for because you've really made me like artists more that I've already liked, like Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
And you've turned me on to artists.
Bruce snuck in on me, so he's one of the ones.
And he's one that I would have never, some of your favorite artists, I would have never guessed you for, like King Crimson.
Oh, I love King Crimson.
And Bruce Springsteen, I would have never, and then there's the band Stephen in It, which came out of left field because you got one of their albums and you really liked it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm sure we've told that story before.
Yeah.
But anyway, The Temptations.
The Temptations.
I love the song, and the song is, I don't think I said it, I
wish it would rain.
Wish it would rain.
Yep.
And if you haven't heard the original, you should go right now and check it out.
And
pause the video, go, but come back. Don't forget us.
Yeah.
Come back. Definitely come back. Because we're gonna, who knows? I don't know what's gonna happen.
No, we really don't.
I do like that we're doing a rain series though, because it's an excuse for you to wear your awesome sunglasses every week.
Yeah, we really love these glasses.
You don't have to move them.
No, I want to see them a little different. Anyway, so because they just kind of they dangle in all kinds of directions. If I do like this, they do
forward to back rather than a kind of side to side.
So so they've inspired a whole series of rain themed
songs. We're in a rain theme, and
it was raining for a while there. It has stopped raining.
So far, we've hit John Hiatt's "It Feels Like Rain," and we've hit "Have You Ever Seen the Rain" by CCR, and today, The Temptations.
I Wish It Would Rain.
Wish It Would Rain. Tell me about the song. Do you know?
So this song actually has a really sad story. So
I'd never heard.
It's sad. So the writer was one of the staff writers for Motown. His name is Roger, and I cannot pronounce his last name, but Penzenbene. He was a Motown staff writer. So he actually penned another single that the Temptations did, which was I Could Never Love Another After Loving You, which was also inspired by the same event in his life in which he found out his wife was cheating on him and they had a subsequent breakup, and he was devastated. And it inspired the writing of this song, and I Could Never Love Another. But he never got to see it rise to success because on New Year's, it was like a week after the song was released, I Wish It Would Rain, he committed suicide, which is just what an astounding loss for everyone. So anytime we mention suicide, I just want to just redirect to you guys. If you guys are struggling or you know someone who's struggling, please reach out for resources. 988 is the suicide hotline. They can text or do a phone call. Just reach out. Don't just sit in it alone. And there are brighter days ahead. Let me encourage you. Even though like we may all wish it would rain on some of those really deep feeling days, there are brighter days ahead. So just hang on. Just hang on for one more day.
I think that song is incredible, and now I know why.
It was it was true and authentic to what he was in, and that
was authentic.
is devastating.
That's what we all look for in music, right? Is authenticity and relatability. And sometimes I think we see through, whether we know it or not, like inauthentic music. Yeah, it's like
we can sense it.
10 staff writers to write a song about beer and t-shirts. I mean, come on.
Right.
It's like,
Well,
it's
I feel
like we sense it. It's like we like the groove and we like the party beat, but it's not gonna
it doesn't go deep. It stays on the shallow end.
Song's like what, 60 years old now, 50 years old.
I don't.
And it's like it has longevity. You hear the song and you understand the lyrics. They penetrate. It's relatable. It's timeless.
Well, I considered. Actually, I'm really glad that I got the story when I did in my learning process of it, because I was considering changing the gender to my guy left me, so it would be more relatable as a woman, right? Mm-hmm. But having learned this story, I didn't want to take anything away from it. Was his story, and our performance of it was singing his story. Mm-hmm. So as opposed to making it more like personalized, I felt like it was important to highlight his story.
At least for this
song.
Format.
Yeah, exactly. So
and maybe
it helped me make the decision.
Maybe you can change it.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. But it's one of those things I felt like it was really important to keep the story intact in that way.
What an incredible story, right? I mean, it feels like maybe even because as you were saying it, like the hair on my arm stood up. Mm-hmm. It was like, it's almost like he infused his life into this song, right, and his love into this song,
Yeah. Well, part of what like the people that were around him said that he just still loved his wife so much, mm-hmm, even though that they had broken up and she was with somebody else, and he just didn't. He felt like part of him, his light went out. Mm-hmm. He felt, and the last bits of his artistry he did infuse into these songs.
It's a true swan song.
Yeah, it's. I mean, for me, knowing the story, it makes it. It's a strange feeling that it gives me, because I feel like, yes, like you said, like it infused a different kind of thing into the song, because he didn't come back from it. Mm-hmm. That, I mean, it gives it a weightiness, also a beauty, and just that weightiness. I feel it. Mm-hmm. It makes me hurt for him, and I'm sad that he didn't have the resources to help him through his dark days, to carry on and maybe write another something like I Can See Clearly Now. That's on the other side of the rainy days. So, I was taught since I was a child that, what's the saying? April showers bring May flowers. Mm-hmm. That's so you have to go through the rainy season to get the beauty.
I think as creatives struggle to balance the emotions, and it's like more on the edge you are, the more relatable the songs can be sometimes.
Yeah.
So there is some mystery to that, but it's like if you can ride the edge, it's like a dangerous zone, right? Because it's like between just complete collapse and like 100% giving of yourself.
Yeah.
And some people mask a lot, and then other people's go too far where it's like you said, they can't come back from it. Mm-hmm. It's like they're too involved in a topic.
Right. Right. You want to scoop out. I feel like as an artist, you render from your own experience, right? Or you render from your imagination. So in order to dip into those wells, you have to get really close to them sometimes. And like you're saying, that's riding the edge. That's a little bit of a danger zone. So I'll say I'm grateful for the relationship that we have in that, because I feel like
Keep
we
each other in
balance
check.
each other really
Right.
well, and dipping into some of those darker subject matter because it touches on humanity.
I always think that like some of the greatest songwriter partnerships like work better almost like a lot of times. You know, there was a lot of because of the balance of the light and the dark, and life is like that. Whereas I think that like one of the dangers too is as a creative is like you mentioned something about touching into your own
experience.
not own experience, but also your own creativity,
Yes.
like in your imagination.
Your imagination, yeah.
So when you feel these feelings, whether it's like lightness or darkness, you tend to imagine it bigger than it is. Like, and you add on in your imagination.
Magnifies,
You
yes.
magnify
Yes.
it. And then sometimes like it's it's like the self-perception bias. You start to believe your own imagination.
Right.
You know, it starts to get away from you where it's like you start to believe the lies that you tell yourself, like you're penning a song and you're imagining, like you have your own feelings, but then you're magnifying them to express them.
Another Temptation song. Just my imagination.
Right? Exactly. And like you don't know that in the moment that you're thinking like, oh, I'll never find another, it'll never be the same. And
Yeah.
you know, it can never be as big. I'll
Yes.
never love a person like this, the way that I love this person.
Yes.
And a lot of that is like it feels that way in the moment, but you don't know. Like you've never experienced that.
Also,
outside
you've
of
never
it.
been on the other side of that.
Right, you've never been on the other side of
you
that.
have to get through it
You have
to
walk
figure
through
out what it looks
Right,
like. Yeah.
Exactly. But like because your imagination fills in the blanks, it's
Right.
like and you start to believe your own imagination, like, no, that's true.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
Yeah.
like you start to even push yourself down further.
And the mind, we've learned the mind never wants to say,
No.
I don't know.
It's hard to
So it wants to fill in the gaps and it
right.
shall.
It's
Yeah.
hard to keep the separation in your own mind to say like, okay, like this is what's fact, and this is what could be, but it might not be.
Possibilities. Yeah. Very
yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Right. Like right, all the possible features.
All the possible features. And I think what a beautiful mystery to not know and to be able to walk it out.
Exactly. Like you really, even though the pain or whatever, you know, like to get hung up on that, obviously it's like it's very real.
Yeah.
But also is the possibility of something better ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, how many stories have you heard about people that, you know, wanted to give up and didn't, and then, you know,
So many
have
people.
kids and family.
So
and
many
offspring,
people.
all
So
sorts of
many
things,
beautiful people. And people that you would never guess out in the world because, like you say, folks mask up really well. And, I mean, look at some of the more famous examples like Robin Williams, for example. A comedian who made people around the world laugh, who was just imploding on the inside. So like folks are really good at masking up, and I think to give permission to exhale some of those dark thoughts in music, in art, in just any form of expression helps to get it outside of your brain where you can clearly see it and really take in the actual reality of it and how you feel about it outside of your mind. Does that make sense? And I think art is so important for that. And I think that's why a lot of sad songs or songs like I Wish It Would Rain resonate with people because, like I said earlier, we all have those days.
So on the flip side of it, you know, like art is super important, like you're saying, because like the music does resonate with people. Like, so it's not like we were talking about the creative side of it, but you talk about the listener side of it, you know, and it's like just to know that you're not alone. And
Just
like, I think that's why
feel seen.
Yep. And you know, other people experience the
Understood.
same things.
Yep.
And you know, that's why music is such a great vehicle because it doesn't require, I feel like it doesn't require exposing yourself to feel seen. You know what I mean? Like where
Well, I feel
a lot of times,
like if I can
we are afraid
backtrack
to-
just a little bit, I feel like being a human is such a strange thing because we all want to be special and unique, but also not alone. So we want to stand out and be alone, but not alone.
Right.
So I feel like art helps us, music helps us achieve that because by creating something that is the thing is special. We're also being seen and being heard and being understood by people that show us that we're not alone. But the things that we create are special, which makes us feel special and unique. So that helps us achieve that paradox that we want, to be special and unique and alone without being alone.
Indeed. It's like and the cool thing is like you go and experience it live, and it's like you have a tribe together, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you become part of a group of people that relate to the same music as you. So you have automatic commonality even with the audience speaking to them.
Yeah.
And I think that's why live music is such a cool vibe. You know?
Yeah.
Because you have all these people, you know,
Yes.
that come together.
Well, I know
certain
when
sound.
we go to see some of our favorite artists in live concert, just hearing the chatter around us about what song they're looking forward to hearing, or the last concert that they went to by these
Informs you
people.
about 'em, right?
It does the thing that you were saying. You understand that you have a common ground with these people, even if you agree on nothing else in life. You think that song was really cool.
Yeah.
And
it's
you're
relatable.
looking forward to
relate
it.
So you know there's a bigger part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
Well, we thank you for being part of our tribe.
Yeah. What question?
What question this week?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Temptation song?
There you go.
There's a lot out there. I mean, I was never a fan. In the early days, of course, it was the really happy songs that brought me to the Temptations. Like, just my imagination.
Which is it's not a super happy song.
My Girl.
But My Girl. Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. The kind of like, and then, of course, later on, it was like Papa's a Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
And this song, you know.
Well, we've done a few Temptation songs, so yeah.
We've done a few through the years, so let us know what your favorite is.
Yeah, what's your favorite that we've done? Look back through the catalog.
Thank you for being part of our crew.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon.
See you soon. I'm gonna enjoy my coffee.
Peace.